Onewestmagazine, One West Radio. It's your boy P Flicks, Damian Sanders, holding it down for the West Coast from the tip to the top. From Seattle to San Diego, you already know what time it is. Shouts out to the big homie OG Suicide all day long for laying down that One West Radio foundation. Now my guest in the house tonight, man, my man is a West Coast legend. He been doing his thing, man. Matter of fact, he's known worldwide. He done toured all over the world with hits. I got my man TQ in the house, man. What's up, dog?
Yes, sir. I can't complain, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing cool, man. First off, man, thanks for taking the time to holler at One West Radio.
No problem, dog. Anytime.
Now tell me, man, how did you get started in music?
Let's see. That's a good question. I guess professionally, I got myself a little internship at A&M Records in Hollywood, right there on the Brea and Sunset. It was like a youth summer jobs program, and on the last day of my summer job, I ended up meeting my manager. I just kind of rushed her, like, look, I can sing. I see you up here signing these groups. Everybody say you the person I need to talk to. So I guess she was kind of sticking by my confidence or whatever, and we kept it going from there. Next thing you know, I had a deal of my own.
Now, you were signed as an individual artist?
Well, at first, nah. Actually, with her thing was I wanted to sign as a solo artist. But she put me up on the whole publishing game, because when I walked to her, I told her I write songs. She was more so interested in that than anything else. And once she explained to me what publishing was and how copyrights worked and all of that, it was really more so about the writing. But her deal with me was, look, I'm going to get you to writing on big artists, but I need you to jump in this group that I manage. Because they have a deal, but they need another lead singer. So I jumped in the group. That group was called Coming of Age. We put out a record, toured a little bit, and that's how I kind of got my feet wet.
Now y'all had that hit joint, Coming Home to Love.
Right, exactly.
Now, how did you feel about having your first hit song?
Man, I mean, it was overwhelming. It was a dream come true. You never would, I grew up in Compton, man, so.
And you do know
all
that?
All of this stuff happening at once, kind of, on the heels of the same time. It was just overwhelming. You just don't really, growing up like that in that type of environment, you just don't really look at the opportunity coming to you to actually be able to make a record professionally or be able to do music in real life. You know what I'm saying? So it was, and for a young kid, I mean, I'm in high school at the time when all of this was going on, so it was definitely a whirlwind, and it was a blessing that I learned this thing early.
I dig that. Now let's get right into it, man. That joint, dog, Westside.
Yes, sir.
Now you put Westside out, man. You know what I'm saying? You had us jumping in the streets all day long. Tell us,
sure,
what was your inspiration? You know what I'm saying, for penning that joint right there?
It was actually supposed to go on this Tupac tribute album that Afeni was doing after Pac's death. There was a lot of artists that were doing these dedication songs to Tupac, and my man Mike Mosley, Rick Rock, and Femi Ojitundi from the Bay. All of them were collaborating. Mike was the executive producer for this project. So at the time, I had a little solo deal over at Atlantic. And Mike had come up to the record company one day just looking for some new artists. He wanted to put some new artists on this project, this Tupac project. Well, little did we know, this was during the time when Afeni was going through the issues with Suge, as far as, what she owned and what Suge owned of Pac's his catalog or whatever.
Yeah, I understand.
So her being so caught up in that, she told the lady that was her partner, look, go ahead and take this project on. I'm not going to be able to do it right now. But she basically co-signed that Westside song that we wrote that night was a hit. So the other lady, whose name was Debbie Hammond, I kind of went off and we did a side deal to get me off of Atlantic and onto a new situation with that song, and it all worked out.
Now you end up doing a whole lot of touring overseas with that joint right there.
Yeah, man, for real, it just started taking off. Like I was just doing, like I said, I was just doing a song. It was coming at the end of, the whole East Coast, West Coast issues. everybody had a sour taste in their mouth about Pac's death, how Pac died. And I went in the studio that night, and them dudes was just playing that music over and over again. And it was organic, man. Rick Rock was on the drums, Timmy was on the piano, and Mike was just messing around on the drum machine. So I just went in there and started writing a song for the hood. I wasn't expecting all of these Londons and Paris and all over in India and Japan and all of these other places to just jump on it and love it. But once they did, man, I said, all right, I'm about to go give it to them.
Now, that's my next question right there. Now, out of all of your experiences overseas, which one sticks out the most to you?
Whew, man, it's been a lot of them. You know what? The first time I went over there, I actually got booed.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you know, my show, especially back in the day, it was kind of ratchet. You know, I used to cuss a lot, talk a lot of shit on stage, and they hadn't really seen that from an R&B artist. Hip hop was just coming across the pond, so they didn't understand. They thought I was disrespecting them. So imagine you out there performing and people are like walking away from the stage, and it was anticipated. Like a lot of people wanted to see me because my song there was blowing up, but they didn't really understand the show. So I had to go into like, you know, tragedy control basically.
Oh,
but it all worked out at the end, and it's funny to look at where it started as opposed to what it ended up as, because I thought I had just went and blew it.
Now, to me, man, it's really all about those lyrics in that song right there. Like the story that you're telling from beginning to end, that song is just really just like, you could have been busting, you could have been singing, that song would have been tight either way. Like those lyrics were so dope.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Now I've been jotting through the YouTube and whatnot. I've been checking out some of your new joints, man. You got a joint out there, We Don't Care, featuring 2 Chainz, and is that Clarissa Cerna?
Yeah, Clarissa Cerna. She was actually, I think she got the second or third on The Voice, one of those seasons. She got a hell of a voice. We linked up on the road through another producer that I work with, and we just been working ever since. So it's just that voice. Like, I was struck by that voice. I'm like, I gotta put you on some records. We gotta do some records together.
Now this joint right here, it's not off your new EP that's coming up, is it?
Yeah, well, the EP is out. I actually just put out a mobile app, and the EP is out exclusively through that.
That's Legendary 2.0.
Yeah, Legendary 2.0. It's got that song that you were just talking about, We Don't Care, with 2 Chainz and Clarissa. It's also got a joint with Future on there called Work. Got another one with Yo Gotti.
That joint is banging, man. I was bumping that earlier today, that joint with Future, off the chain.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, it's a knocker, man. I think, you know, it's a good playlist, so people get a hold of it. I think it's something you can put on repeat throughout the day, because there's some knockers on there, and everybody kind of gave it up in their verses too. So everybody check that out. It's in the ITQ app. It's available in the App Store and Google Play, or you can go to my website, realtq.com, and click on the app tab, and you download it right there.
So you ain't doing it so you doing it like a fine wine, man. You ain't doing nothing but getting better over the years.
That's the whole plan, bro. That's the whole plan.
Now, what motivates and pushes you like to do your thing every day?
I just love making music, man. I think at this point, they're doing it so long, I kind of need to do it. It's kind of the place where I get away from everything. So just the opportunity to do that and give it to the world, I just still got the taste for it. You know, it's like the music business is just surrounded with BS, but essence of it all is just creation, and I just been digging creating music from scratch since I was a little kid, ever since I can remember. So, you know, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me trying new things and just constantly pushing the envelope of creativity, really. You just never know. You never know how far you can go. Just keep on doing stuff, man.
I dig that. Now, once again, this is Onewestmagazine, Onewest Radio, man. We live and in charge, and we doing it real big with my man TQ in the house right now, man.
Yes, sir.
He got a hot new EP out there entitled Legendary 2.0. Y'all got to make sure y'all go out there and support that, man. I done heard the joints, man. The joints is off the chain. My boy is doing it big, as always. Now, if you could describe yourself in one word, which one would it be and why?
One word. Let's see. I say driven.
Driven.
Yeah, I say driven. I got some goals that I've been working towards from the beginning, and I think that it's been a lot of things over time that could have stopped the average non-driven human being from reaching those goals. And I think I've been able to push through them just because of a certain drive that you just have to have. And you know, I don't know where it necessarily comes from other than God, but I know it's there. Sometimes you have to dig deeper for it, but it's definitely there. So I would say driven.
Dig that. Now, I asked a lot of artists this question right here. Now, out of your entire catalog, out of everything that you've ever recorded, released or non-released, what's your favorite song and why?
My favorite one, I don't know. I think I'm kind of down the middle. Better Days from my first album.
Yeah, Better Days was dope.
Yeah, or Good Love from my last album. Those are my two favorites so far. I don't know which one of them I like better. It definitely joints that I play more than once every time I play them.
Man, Westside, man, it ain't no out of that, dog. It ain't no out of that, but I heard that.
You know what it is with Westside, man? It's like singing so much, performing so much, it's kind of your stable. Sometimes I have to go back and reappreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I don't even put that in the pot with everything else. Naturally, that's number one. You know what I'm saying?
Now you always push that line between rapper and singer, and you know what I'm saying, per se. Now, what artists out there inspired TQ, you know what I'm saying, to do his thing?
I think it was a combination of people, combination of stuff I listened to. At my house, my parents, you know, they music straight out 60s, 70s, man, late 60s, 70s. So I tell them all the time, like, y'all could have married for y'all record collection. Like, my mom had all the 45s and my dad had all the LPs. So my house was just full of music. I could just pull out anything and listen to it. So all of those Motown 45s and my mom's, man, I had everything. Like, all the old Michael Jackson, all of Marvin Gaye from all throughout the 50s, 60s, and 70s, like, all of that stuff. And I could listen to all of those different artists and the growth in those different artists. To listen to a Marvin record from one era all the way to a Marvin record from 15 years later.
Yeah.
And you can do that every day. Like, it's something that people don't necessarily, they aren't able to appreciate with music, and I had it right there.
I know it had to be some Marvin in there. I knew it was some Marvin in there somewhere.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, man. Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Curtis Mayfield, Joe Sample, like, across the board. Like, I listened to just a wealth of all kinds of music. And then outside of my house, man, NWA, all day, constantly. My Walkman was dedicated to NWA because I couldn't let the tape out. I couldn't let my mama find the tape, so it stayed in the Walkman. She wasn't going in the Walkman.
And that's real, man. And you really sit in a unique chair, man. You're that artist out of Compton that's coming from the R&B tip all day long, that represented in a major way.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that TQ get his props, man. Like you put in for the CPT, you know, the hub in a major way, man. You know what I'm saying? That's you talk R&B, you talk Compton, that's TQ all day long. You're hearing it right here on Onewest Radio, Onewestmagazine. Now, before we go now, how do fans go about finding that legendary 2.0?
Man, go to my website, therealtq.com. It's a hell of a website, man, and you can click on the app tab at the top, and it'll take you right to a place where you can download the app, and the EP is in a playlist on the music page of the app. So you get it on your phone, take it everywhere you want to go, bump it in your car, because it knocks, man. It's some good workout music. It's some good music when you're mad, music when you're riding. Just check it out. And actually, anybody in LA that's listening, I'm actually performing Wednesday evening. I'm having like a short listening set of some new music for my new album. I'm debuting my new video for my new single, Coming Home. It's happening at Couture in Hollywood.
Now, Coming Home, that was produced by Demiza.
Yeah, that is produced by Demiza. Went back home with it.
All day.
Yeah. So anybody want to come check it out? I think it's a couple of seats left, so You can RSVP at cominghomealbum@gmail.com. That's cominghomealbum@gmail.com. It's all over my Facebook. It's all over my website. It's at Couture Club on Wednesday night.
And
so y'all come on and check me out.
And that's on Cahuenga Boulevard. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Go ahead and bust that right on Sunset and Cahuenga, and Couture is right there on your right-hand side. You can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
All day long. Now, any quick shout-outs for the streets?
Now, I just want to say what's up to all my fans on the West Coast, man. Y'all definitely the ones that got it started. Y'all the ones that keep it rolling with me. I'm putting together a tour right now that's strictly on the West Coast, so I got details coming soon. Watch the website, therealtq.com. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, TQ the Trojan. My YouTube page, TQ the Trojan. Watch it for the next couple of days because we're getting ready to drop the new video from Coming Home, and it's off the chain.
Hey, all day long, man. TQ, it was a pleasure and an honor, man. I appreciate you taking the time to holler at One West Radio once again.
Man, thanks for having me. Anytime.
And there it is right there, man. That's my man TQ, man, doing it real big with the new EP out, man, Legendary 2.0, man. Y'all make sure y'all support my bro. This is One West Magazine, One West Radio, and you do know that.